31 pitches. And if he can get him 1, 2, 3 here, he's going to need to get his pitch count down if he wants to go deep in this game. I know that Coach Catilla, he's got plenty of arms. He's not worried about his pitching staff at this point, even though we're deep into this tournament.
DeBellis takes a fastball outside. Alex reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first. That's a little bit tight. John, you've got to figure, though, that certainly from a rested arms standpoint, Gloucester has the advantage.
No question about it. In terms of who they have available and the type of performances that those young men have put up all year long, they're going to have the numbers advantage. But I tell you, Coach Catilla told me that Detman's going to give him a pretty good, solid start, and he's not afraid to go deep with him.
DeBellis sends one into right center field. That's cut off deep in the gap. And the Gloucester County catcher will hold on at first. Nobody goes quietly tonight, do they?
No, we thought we had a 1, 2, 3 inning, and this is exactly the scenario that Detman faced back in the first inning. 2 outs out of this tournament this week, and one of the hardest jobs is operating the scoreboard, because you want to. I've told those guys all week, I said, you got the hardest job because you got to lock into every pitch, because when the count's wrong on the board, the whole game can be changed if a guy thinks it's 2-0 or 1-1. So they do a great job. They've done a great job all week, but every once in a while you got to keep on your toes.
I know you've been involved in the administration of tournaments at all levels. I understand, having worked many tournaments, that the volunteerism that comes with the responsibility of doing something of this nature, this is a national championship tournament, is amazing.
It really is. That ball's well hit the left.
DeBellis cranks one, and it is
in the gap,
bouncing off the roll. More runners score. DeBellis winds up at second base, and the beat goes on. What an inning this has been for Gloucester County out of Sewell, New Jersey.
Well, that ball was well hit. Looked like a fastball up and in, and DeBellis just turned on it. Might have been down and in a little bit, but tell you what, he hit that into the wind. And if the wind is not blowing in from left field, that might have had a chance to either get off the wall or over the wall. And speaking of over the wall, look who's up. Michael Plingling to get some World Series experience. He's a freshman. They're listening there at 6'5", 210. And I can promise you he'll remember this outing, and he'll probably be a big part of this team next year.
DeBellis cranks one deep to left field. That is over the left fielder's head. Gansky picks it up on the warning track, and DeBellis stops at second base. He's had 2 doubles tonight and a single. He scored 3 times.
Well, they just keep coming at you, and again, when they're at their best, when they're ahead, and they've been ahead for most of this tournament. Century was fortunate enough to tie this game at 3, but since that time, Gloucester has just kept putting it on, swinging the bats aggressively early in the count, making mistakes, making the Century pitchers pay for the mistakes they've made. As we said, I've been within an out of a run roll win here and lost by 8 runs. So the age of the aluminum bat puts you in a little bit of a defensive mode as a coach. I'm sure that Coach Dixon would love to try to get some other guys in the game, but you know, even with a 10-run lead, as odd as it may sound, stranger things have happened.
Alex DeBellis has had a really good night. 3 base hits, including a couple of doubles. He scored twice. He's knocked in 1. He's 3 for 4 officially.
Well, I'm glad to see that your camera got behind that fence. We've had some game broadcasts out here years ago, and believe it or not, I don't know if you knew this, but they put scaffolding in front of the 370 sign out there, and we had to play ground rule. So, got a great shot from that center field camera.
DeBellis tags one, and that is down at the base of the wall in center field. Here comes run number 15. Kane stops at third, and Alex DeBellis has his 3rd consecutive double tonight. He has driven in a pair of runs.
I mean, they just are solid hitters, and you can see the smile when you're relaxed and you're confident and you're good. that's the combination that you want as an offensive hitting instructor. You want your guys to go up to that plate just really believing they're going to hit the ball as hard as they've ever hit it in their life. And boy, once this team got rolling, and we saw it all tournament, once they've got rolling, they were just unstoppable, and that's been the story tonight.